In the second period, Canada now leads the United States 2-1 as we get set for the third period here in Hamilton. We are joined now by Pat LaFontaine, the man who scored that goal for the United States way back in the first period. In the second period, which was rather reminiscent of a Patrick Division matchup, wasn't it? It looked more like an NHL game than an international contest.
Well, it seemed to be a little more chippier. I don't know what the basis of that is. It seemed like it was getting a little out of hand. There was a few calls maybe questionable, and then there was some frustration, and when you have that, you're starting to get a little chippy play, but it's nothing that both teams aren't accustomed to, so hopefully the third period will clean it up a little bit.
Let me ask you about your goal. We have that on videotape. We'll roll that for us. Maybe you can tell us how you saw it from your angle.
Okay, I was just trying to come out, and here was Phil Housley coming in, or that's Gary Suter, and he just kind of poke-checked the player right there. He's the one who made the play, and I just went in and tried to shoot for the far corner, and I think I just got it under his gloves.
You know, Bob Johnson's made no secret of how Team USA is going to have success here. It's check and defense and stuff them up in the center lanes. And where does a guy who's not quite as big as a Joel Otto with offensive skills fit into this game plan?
Well, I think, you know, Joel's won a lot of big face-offs for us. He's a kind of player that's going to give 110% all the time, and he can shoot the puck. He's put the puck in before, and he's a kind of player we look to for a big hit and a big play sometimes, and he's won some big face-offs.
But you know, I was referring to a guy who's not as big as Joel with offensive skills like yourself. Where do you fit into the checking defensive style of playing that Johnson has here?
Well, it's something that I think at one time or another all of us players are accustomed to in the NHL. Our coaching staff has worked on our defensive play, and so all the guys are familiar with it. It's just kind of blending together now as a team, and I've been real impressed with the way the guys have come together so far. And it's a style, like you say, where we kind of take the play, and if we can get an offensive rush, we'll put some pressure on. But if we don't have a chance, we'll kind of sit back and let them take it to us and be prepared for them. So, you know, like I said, the guys are used to playing that with their NHL clubs and seem to be doing that real well right now.
It takes a lot of discipline to play that defensive style, and only counterpunch on the attack. Is the challenge now for your guys not to get upset over that late goal? Is the challenge to stay with your game plan and not change?
Exactly. You know, you're playing against a very talented Canadian team, and we've got to basically keep our patience and keep our game plan and look for that one break or two breaks and get right back in the game. We're very much in it. We could have had a few breaks and maybe tie the game up, but fortunately Mario Lemieux got hot there, and hopefully we'll go back to our game like we did in the first.
You said hopefully we'll have things a little different in the third period. Here we check the scoring leaders. You can see on your screen Mario Lemieux has just taken the lead from Pat LaFontaine and a variety of other people. 3 goals for Mr. LaFontaine. No assists. Is something wrong?
Well, I'm shooting the puck, but I'm also looking for the pass here and there, and a few of my wingers, Wayne Presley and Kelly Miller, have had a few chances. Hopefully, like I say in that word, hopefully a lot of it will get a few breaks, and one of those two or just any of the guys will come up big for us.
You're going to try to keep the same kind of tempo and the same kind of game plan into the third period. Do you expect the Canadians to do anything differently, or do you think now that they're on top by a goal, they will just keep coming at you the way they've been going?
Well, they're very talented offensively, so I have a feeling they're going to still want to get another goal, and they're going to be pressing for that. A goal lead is big, but in a game like this, you never know what's going to happen. And like I say, we're going to try to be patient and look for that break. They switched their lines in the second and seemed to be successful, so we're going to have to counter and have a different game plan coming into the third.
Pat, thanks for being with us. Good luck to you in the third period. Pat LaFontaine of the New York Islanders, and right now of Team USA, which needs a goal to get back in this hockey game. Canada leads 2-1 after 2 periods of play in Hamilton. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. It's at Cox Coliseum in Hamilton, Canada and the United States. The man entrusted with heading up the Team Canada aggregation in 1987 is the head coach with the Philadelphia Flyers, Mike Keenan. He joins us now to talk a little bit about coaching philosophy. Mike, what do you think has to be done by a coach to build a winning hockey team, whether it's at this level or any other?
That's a tough question. I think one of the main things you have to instill is discipline. Discipline and acceptance of a system by a group of individuals to work together and adhere to some of the sales pitches, I suppose, that a coach has to give them. There are different philosophies by every coach, and many coaches have been successful with different philosophies, but you have to be able to sell that to the players and make them believe what you're trying to get across to them.
You're one of those coaches that has been referred to as a career coach, someone who has studied coaching a long time, coached at many different levels. Did you have coaches that you tried to pattern yourself after or draw from?
I think I was really exposed to some great coaches throughout my career, particularly at a young age, and as I went along, I tried to learn from every one of them, take something from all of them, and develop my own philosophy. And some of those people are Scott Bowman, Red Berenson, Roger Nielsen, Tom Watt, to name a few. And I'm sure I've missed a couple right now.
A bit of a who's of hockey coaching.
I've had the ability and the exposure to some great coaches.
A lot of goaltenders say they get no coaching at all in the NHL because some coaches leave goaltenders completely alone. Others try to coach their goalies. What's your philosophy about goaltending?
Well, we're very fortunate in Philadelphia. We have Bernie Perrant to look after the goaltending situation, so I'm completely out of it. I don't take any credit for that, but Bernie's done a great job, and in fact, it was incredible, the seminar he gave the coaching staff in Philadelphia last spring. I was just in awe, the amount of knowledge he has about goaltending, so we're very fortunate. He was able to bring Ron Hextall along really well, and our younger players in the organization.
And you have a pretty fair goaltender on Team Canada right now, Grant Fuhr.
We sure do. He's playing particularly well right now. He's a great goaltender in the National Hockey League, and he's adapted really well to this international play.
Would you try to coach him?
No, not at all. I think that he has his own expertise right now. He's a veteran goaltender, and I think we're talking about younger people coming along in his system and have to be developed. But at this age, Grant has his own abilities and his own system, and you just let him play goal.
Okay, you get discipline on a hockey team. You say that's perhaps the #1 thing you as a coach have to do. After you have that, do you try to make the talent available fit your system, or do you try to build a system that suits the talent that you have available?
No, you have to have a very flexible attitude. You've got to go into each situation, assess your talent, and then provide a system for that talent. Don't try to make something that's not there. In our case, we have a different style of team than certainly this team, and you come into this situation and you use your assets. And in Philadelphia, you have a different set of assets, and that's your job to get the best out of the people that you have.
Is this fun for you, coaching a team like this?
It's a great time. These people are leaders in every team that they belong to, and they're easy to work with.
Mike, thank you. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Mike Keenan, the coach of Team Canada. We played 2 periods here at Copps Coliseum, Canada and the United States. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
That's how the game should be played. There's some pretty things in this game too, so let's have a look at those. The first thing we're going to look at is Messier, Lemieux, and Rochefort. Watch the neat passing here. Here's Messier, got the puck. Well, he's going to spin back. He's going to give it to Mario Lemieux. And Mario Lemieux fakes the shot, and what does he do? He gives it right back to Messier. Now watch Rochefort come down the slot, a bing-bing passing play, and that's the beautiful things in hockey that you've got to look for. And Lemieux can do other things besides get somebody on with a stick. And what he did on his goal was just a great play. He broke up the ice. He looked. Craig Hartsburg breaks up the play, took the puck from Suter, who had been rushing earlier all night. Now watch Lemieux. It's a 2-on-1. And what he's doing, he's looking to see what the defenseman does. He realized the defenseman's giving him the shot. He blows it by Van Briesbeck, low on the stick side, a perfect shot. The last goal, classic. The pick in front of the net, Ray Bourque. Gives time to Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky goes to the net. Lemieux, who had won the draw in the first place, capitalized on the puck coming off the boards. Those things are well-orchestrated plays, and these teams have got to get away from those cheap shots.
That goal coming with just 3 seconds left in the period. Coaches hate that kind of thing. Is Bob Johnson saying to his guys right now, don't panic, just keep playing the same kind of style?
I think so. They're going to, you don't panic. You're only down a goal. You don't start to really open up the plate to the last 5 minutes when you're down a goal. So they're going to go out and they're going to play a lot harder. They're going to try and carry the puck and go to the U.S. as it gets later in the period. However, all the little chippiness is going to stop because the game's on the line right now.
I was rather interested in your observation the last time we did the hockey game right here. You said you watched practice and the Finns were sitting in the stands looking at the Canadian players and all the talent they have with awe in their faces. I don't think there's anyone in the American dressing room that's in awe of this team.
No, there's you talk about the rivalries in the National Hockey League. Well, the rivalries among nationalities is starting to grow, and the Americans have become a very good hockey club, and they're playing even up with the Canadians. They dominated the Swedes the other night. Look for them, to be a stickler in somebody's ribs. And the Canadians know that these guys are going to come out and play the body and hit them, and they're just going to have to out-finesse them.
Well, we look forward to the third period. That's coming up shortly. One more injury update. Kevin Dineen is back in this building. X-rays apparently negative, but he does have ice wrapped around his left leg. He will not play tonight, but he may be back in action sometime later. 2-1. Canada leads the U.S. with just 20 minutes to go. This is the Labatt Canada Cup. We already showed you highlights of the Sweden-Czechoslovakia game. We have the Soviets and the Finns, and just 2 minutes and 2 seconds into this game, the Soviets got on the board. A 6-goal explosion by both clubs in this first period. Valery Kamensky opens the scoring for the Soviets as he beats Kari Tako, set up by Andrei Komatov and Igor Kravchuk on the Soviet power play. Less than a minute later, Andrei Lomakin makes it 2-0. Soviets get out of the blocks very quickly in this game. Anatoly Semyenov gets the assist. That makes it 2-0. They go on to win this game 7-4. Sergei Makarov has the hat trick. The Soviets' second win of this tournament, 7-4. They beat the Finns. Now let's go to the Toyota scoring summary.